Now, Seán Meehan, who's fighting a Save Wood in case mobile home erected on his own land, has said he received the devastating update on the case on Christmas week. This was after An Bord Pleanála refused his application for planning retention. His next court date now is set for next month. He joins me on the line this morning. Seán, good morning.
Good morning, Alison. Good morning to your listeners.
Good to talk to you, Seán, and I'm sorry to hear the news, and I'm even sorrier to hear it came to you on Christmas week. Tell me what they told you.
Well, first off, back a while ago, earlier on, I got a letter stating that they were backlogged, Alison, that they would be the 9th of March, and I said, OK, that gives me a bit of space here, so it's OK to get over Christmas. But I went out on a Saturday morning, checking the post box, and bang, there was a letter there on Bord Pleanála. Took it in here, opened it up and read it. But look, to be quite honest about it, I had a fair idea what the outcome was going to be anyway. So they followed suit like that. They refused the retention plan and the same.
God, Joe, I have to say I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't.
No, me neither, absolutely. But look, this is the way it is.
So what happens now?
I'm back up in court again on the 13th of next month, Alison. So look, I'm going to have to try and speak to my solicitor, Colin Morrissey, and put our heads together and see can we come up with a solution, amicable solution to this problem for both sides. Because this is dragging on 3.5 years now.
Yeah. What is the process now? I mean, this is from An Bord Pleanála, so a lot of people would assume that is it the end of the line, really?
Well, I can appeal their decision.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how that's going to work out. I think the way things are going, it looks like this is the way it has to be. They want it taken down. So I'm trying every avenue I have to see, can I get a stay on this or some way we can come to an agreement that I can live out the remainder of my life here.
Yeah.
But it's not looking too good, Alice. In the 3.5 years, I'm pretty withered from it at this stage.
I can imagine. Do you feel like you're being used kind of as an example because you made the decision to publicise your case and you got huge public support for it, that maybe the powers that be decided we can't, if we allow this high profile case to go through because it will give us better maybe PR or it may look better on us, we just can't do that. We have to make Seán the example. Do you feel like that?
Well, it's beginning to look a bit like that because, for instance, I said the one in Capel White had the same structure, but he went for the concrete boards on the exterior to make it look like the conventional house. And the Tipperary County Council agreed with that and said, OK. So when I made the last application through for retention, I followed that same criteria, and I went to the concrete boards to make it look the conventional house.
Yeah.
But no. It came back exactly the same as what it did. But they also stated that my floor space here is 28 metres. I didn't hear this one before, but they say for human habitation, you have to have 70 metres floor space.
What?
Now, this was a new one on me. I don't know where they pulled this one out of, but like a friend on an interview back one time there in Cashin and Waller's Lot with the family there.
Yeah.
The Tipperary County Council supplied them with a mobile home, and there was 10 people in a 28 metre, and that was okay.
Yeah.
So it's not panning out for me. It's not making sense. I always say if something doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. So it's okay to put 10 people into it, but on Bord Pleanála state that I think I have 2 bedrooms, sitting room, kitchen, bathroom. You were in here.
I was, yeah. Beautiful house.
You know what I mean? And all over the bad weather here, it's as warm as toast.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I've come up against. I think if I set the precedent, they don't want this.
Yeah. Because it could open the floodgates in their mind.
Yes, but it's okay. This is what really hammers me, Alice. And it's okay for them to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy up in South County Dublin, he's the 5th generation on the land, and he has an enforcement notice that he has 2 children, wife and 2 children.
Yeah.
Like, where's he going to go?
And the sad irony of this, Seán, is that the reason you built your own log cabin was to put yourself in a better financial position. But I imagine having to fight this case for as long as you've been fighting it, and the financial toll that that's taking on you, that must kind of cancel out any kind of savings you've made with your house, has it?
It has, because the few quid I've worked and I squirreled away a few quid here, and I said, okay, for the latter years of my life as I get older. But like the guy that you interviewed in Carrick, I think they ran him up to about 10 grand.
Yeah.
And I'm at over 15 at this stage. And mentally and financially, they're hammering me into the ground at all time. All I ask for, I'm 66, coming on 67 in April. There has to be a compromise here somewhere. Are they dead set on making me homeless, put me in under the West Gate with the other boys in there? They're all on and on about the homeless situation. But all they're trying to do is add me to the homeless situation.
Seán, whenever we speak to you or we highlight your story, we will always get texts in from people who will say, look, it is a sad story, but Seán has to adhere to the rules, and the rules are there for a reason. And what would you say to people who have that point of view?
I would say, yes, I agree. But as I said before, the situation as I left the house, I left with what belongings I had in the back of the van. Now, I didn't have the money to go and buy another property, and I didn't have the exorbitant rent to pay. So I had bought this site, so I said, at least it'll give me a foothold to try and do something. I'm not on the street with the mobile home.
Yeah.
So I had that. Okay, I went about it. Ass ways, to be quite honest about it. But then I got sick, as you know.
Yeah.
So that knocked the whole equation out. Like I said, well, if the results come back from this bad, I don't have any worries. But touch wood, it all came back okay. And now I said, I got to sort out something here. So I looked for retention for 5 years on this to try and maybe build a little house or get a few quid together or do something. But no, every time I go there, they just hammer me every time. And I financially, just to keep going, I don't know where I go from here, to be quite honest about it. If somebody out there has any brilliant ideas, would they let me know? But I picked this and I started this. And I think a lot of people are waiting to see what the outcome is for me. But I don't see why not people shouldn't be allowed, the way the situation is, to have a roof over their head.
When I spoke to you before, Seán, you said you were willing to go to prison on this issue. Is that still the case?
Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, it's looking now like a human rights. They can actually do it all over the country. And okay, good luck to them, people need somewhere. But I done it here myself. I needed somewhere. I didn't go to them with cap in hand and say, look, you got to give me a house.
Yeah.
I've been in there and they told me they don't have any accommodation for me. So therefore they want to make me homeless and they've nowhere to put me. So what do? I just have to hold on to my gun and hold tight here and say, okay, I'm not prepared to take it down. And if they think it's okay to send me to Limerick prison for putting a roof over my head, I think it's a very sad world.
You've received a lot of public support as well, Seán. Is that support still all behind you?
Absolutely, even more so, I think, now, Alison, with the media attention, yourselves and all, and general people like that will say, with sons or daughters, they're trying to look after and help them out. But I don't know what the world has come to. Somebody puts a little thing up to try and get sorted, get a few quid together, and then they can get a few pounds to get onto this property ladder.
Yeah.
But then people report them. I don't get it. I live life, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what's gone wrong here. It's just a sad reflection on society now, I think, that people will do this. As I said, all the neighbours here, obviously excluding one, I couldn't go to her. Everybody signed the petition. And they're happy enough. They call and see me here and say, am I okay? And do I need anything? I'm born and reared here. And I would prefer my family live close by. I would prefer to live out the remainder of my life where my environment I born and grown up in. Not to be stuck off somewhere in a town somewhere over a shop or something. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
My dad used to say you can take the man from the bog, but you can't take the bog from the man.
So what are you expecting then in your next court date then on February 13th, Seán? Will it just be pushed out or what's going to happen?
my take on it is that now I've kind of extinguished all the ways of going. I think the judge will probably give me a date again, probably sometime March or April or something like that. He will kick in the enforcement notice again to remove the cabin. And then if I don't comply with that enforcement again, he will enact the 4 months jail term in Limerick prison.
Yeah.
So I'm caught between a rock and a hard place, Alison, no matter which way I go.
I know. You'll either be homeless or in prison.
That's basically not a great choice, is it?
No.
I'll have to get Johnny to talk up for me, bring him into the next court like that. Johnny might get this sorted out.
I'd say you'd probably be brought to prison straight away if you went.
I think so. Listen to Johnny, no. We both end up in Limerick, I think. No. I look, it's a pity it all came to this, but if I can do something with this, like, okay, they have to have restriction on them, as I said. You can't just throw one up willy-nilly. And I can understand all that, and I can understand how people say they apply for planning. I agree, absolutely. But the circumstances I was in, I had to think on my feet. I had to decide what I was going to do. If I hadn't bought this little site, I would be sleeping in the back of my van, which wouldn't be a very great prospect with this weather.
Yeah. Well,
so
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm 3.5 years of it, Alison. As you know, you were out here with me. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I wish I did, but hopefully they'll leave me alone until the remainder of my life here in my own environment, people I know, my own family. And I don't know how the social and economic need comes in. I'm born and reared here, as you know. All my family are from here. The guy up in South County Dublin, he's 5th generation on that, and they say he doesn't show a social and economic need to live there.
Yeah.
So I'm hammered. I just don't know anymore. My humanity, I don't know what way it's all going to pan out, but look, thanks to everybody for the help. It's keeping me going, the support I have along the line.
Good
and people are wondering, as you said, if this pans out, and if I could, they would make some law to change it, that they give you some kind of leeway here on these modular units. It would give people a great chance to get out, sleeping on couches, and you know yourself the way the situation has gone.
Yeah, or at least give them a step on the ladder.
Yes, exactly. And there can't be one law for everybody else and one law for me. It's discrimination if it comes down to it. As a settled person, I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, Seán, I'm sorry to hear about this.
Have you any room for a mobile down your side of the country?
Listen, I'll throw you in somewhere if I have to. Don't worry about it. We'll mind you.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm sure we'll talk to you maybe in the run-up to February anyway, but we wish you all the best. Thanks for talking to us this morning.
No bother, Alison. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, Seán. That's Seán Meehan there. Huge reaction to that this morning. Just